This summer, my family and I drove from Vancouver to Calgary. Our first stop was Revelstoke, where we visited the Revelstoke Museum and Archives. When the staff found out we were Chinese, she went out of her way to tell us about the history of the railway here and how Chinese workers contributed to Canada. I saw black and white photos of workers laboring in harsh winter conditions, and I couldn't imagine how they endured it. As we were leaving, the museum staff smiled and said, "Thank you to your ancestors for their great contributions to Canada." But why did our ancestors come to Canada? And why did I? About 4 or 5 years ago, the political atmosphere in Hong Kong changed. In 2021, the Canadian government introduced a special immigration program for Hong Kongers, hoping to provide assistance. Canada was facing a labor shortage as it emerged from the pandemic, and many Hong Kongers applied for work visas under the Lifeboat program. The program required us to work in Canada for a year or complete 560 working hours, after which we could apply for permanent residency. We worked hard, contributed to Canada, and did our best to meet the requirements for permanent residency. But times have changed. Now, applications for permanent residency are met with indefinite delays. Some of us have already had our work permits expire, and bridging open work permit applications are also delayed. Many employers do not recognize maintained status, making it difficult for us to find jobs. Additionally, renewing health insurance and driver's licenses has become a challenge. With high living costs, endless waiting, and a feeling of having nowhere to turn, I keep asking myself, why did I come to Canada? There's a Japanese book called Ikigai, which means the meaning of life. It reminds us to look for small reasons to wake up each day. These little things are our Ikigai. As an ordinary person, what is my reason for waking up each day? The book taught me this. As an electrical apprentice in Canada, I have the chance to bring light to others, and that is meaningful. This was the very first light I installed for a customer in Canada. Even though it was a simple job, I felt a sense of purpose because I was bringing light to a Canadian family's home. I hope that, like the museum staff, the Canadian government will bring hope to every Hong Konger who has contributed to Canada, granting us permanent residency so we can find stability here and continue to contribute to Canada.